Hello and welcome to my new series where I'm going to be doing some practice problems with some balanced reactions. Now, this is not going to be a series where I go over the rules. I'm purely just going to be doing practice problems. I'm going to start with simple ones in this part and then work our way up to more complex ones, things including parentheses, things like that. In this case, I'm going to do two different simple reactions. I have them drawn down here, some with silver oxide, another with sodium bromide and calcium fluoride. So let's dive right in. The first one is going to be silver oxide to silver plus oxygen. Now let's take a peek at what we're dealing with our reaction. We have one reactant here. We have silver oxide, Ag2O. This means in silver oxide there are two silver atoms and one oxygen atom. The 2, or the subscript, will always come after the element. In the case of oxygen, there is no number after it, which means that there's just an implied 1 there. Now, our next one is silver, and there's no number after the silver. So right now, this is just one silver. Next, we have O2. Remember, oxygen is one of our diatomic molecules, so there are two oxygens here. Let's start by putting our elements down in the center, and we're going to do our counts. Ag is silver, O is oxygen. We're starting with just two elements. We're going to do our counts. On the reactant side, which is this side, it says Ag2O. This 2 goes to the silver. And by goes to the silver, what I mean is that the subscript is always written after the element it's talking about. So that 2 is talking about the silver. There are two silvers. For the oxygen, there's no number after the oxygen. So there is only one oxygen. If the element is written, we know that there's at least one. If there's no number, it's an implied 1. Any number, though, is going to be that number. Next, on our product side, we have silver again, but there's no number. So that is one silver. For our oxygen, we do have a 2. And so there are two oxygens. Now, what we're going to see in these steps that we do is sometimes you can't look forward and sort of choose the right element first every time. Sometimes we'll need to go back and forth changing our numbers, and that is something that we're going to see here. We're going to start by balancing silver first. You can choose whichever element to balance first, but I'm going to choose to balance silver first. In this case, I need to get two silvers on both sides. I'm going to do that by putting a coefficient of 2 in front of the silver. That doubles everything to the right of it. Instead of one silver, I now have two silvers. We're balanced. Let's move on to our oxygen. On our product side, I have two oxygens. On our reactant side, I only have one. I need to double the amount of oxygens I have. Now, I can't change the subscript, so the subscripts are set. The only thing is I can put a number there, where I did that little underline. The number that I'm going to need to put is a 2, because I need two oxygens. This 2 goes to both the silver and to the oxygen. This will give me my two oxygens. However, it will give me two sets of two silvers now. So each silver oxide has two silvers. I've now doubled that. So I now have two sets of 2, which is 4. Now you might see now what I was talking about, that sometimes we have to go back and change things. I'm going to get my eraser out because now we have 4 silvers versus 2. We need to change this 2 in front of the silver. I'm going to erase it. In this case, I'm going to put a 4 here now. This means that I have 4 silvers. Our silvers are balanced. Our oxygens are balanced. This right here is our balanced reaction. 2 silver oxides goes to 4 silver plus 1 oxygen, or 1O2. Now, in this case, we've balanced our full reaction. All of our atoms are balanced on each side. Let's try one more that's a little bit longer and has more than 2 elements. Our next one is sodium bromide plus calcium fluoride goes to sodium fluoride plus calcium bromide. I'm going to do the same steps here. Na Br, Ca, and F. We're going to do the counts for each of those. Now remember, these are the reactants, and these are our products. In this case, for our sodium, we have 1 sodium and 1 sodium. We don't have a subscript after either sodium on either side. Let's go to our bromine. We have 1 bromine, but notice over on the product side that Br does have a 2 after it. We have 2 bromines on the product side. Next up, we have 1 calcium and 1 calcium. And on our fluorines, we have 2 fluorines on the reactant side because it says CaF2. But on the product side, it says NaF, which means that there's only 1 fluorine. We can start by balancing anything. We'll just sort of start from the top and work our way down. Bromine is our first thing that's unbalanced. Our sodium was already balanced, so we're going to skip over that unless we unbalance it somehow. So let's move to our bromine. My only option is to make things bigger. So I can't make things smaller. We can't put decimals or fractions as our coefficients. So my only option is to turn this 1 into a larger number, in our specific case of 2. Now just like before, I can put a 2 right here. I can't put any subscripts in. I can only change the large numbers in front. And this 2 is going to go to the sodium and the bromine. This is going to change it to be 2 sodium and 2 bromine. Now, our bromines are balanced. So for right now, I'm going to put a check mark right there. They could become unbalanced, but they also might stay balanced. Next up, we're going to move down to the fluorine. We'll loop back up to the sodium at the end. For our fluorine, we have 2 fluorine on the reactant side and 1 on the products. What I'm going to do is put a 2 right here. Just like before, this 2 changes our number of sodiums and our number of fluorines. It will give us 2 fluorines, but it will also give us 2 sodiums. Our fluorines are balanced, and in doing that, we also balanced our sodiums without trying, and our calciums were always balanced and never became unbalanced. In this case, our balanced reaction is 2 sodium bromide plus calcium fluoride goes to 2 sodium fluoride plus calcium bromide. Now, these are just 2 examples of balanced reactions. I'll try in the next video to add some that are just a little bit more complicated. Things with bigger subscripts and things like that, or even parentheses. But I hope you have a great time studying these balanced reactions, and you can leave in the comments if you have any questions.